Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Robert's vlog. And this one got spaced out a little bit, and you guys will notice that with a few of my lifters the last couple of weeks. Some of them have got a few busy things going on. They've missed half a week or more of training, and it just happens, guys. This is part of life. It's part of stuff you'll deal with your clients. And I know some people will chime in and go, well, they don't sound like very dedicated athletes. Well, a bunch of my vloggers aren't athletes. And I think that's something people forget, that because some of my power lifters and athletes do get highlighted in vlogs, I think people forget that I have a lot of people who don't compete. And some of these clients represent non-competitors, right? These are just people who want to get strong, who have worked with a very long time. And you know what? If I work with someone for 2, 3, whatever years, 4 years, they're a non-competitor, they have a really good strength base. Perfect example would be Emma. Another example here would be Robert. You know what? If they miss 4 weeks or 5 weeks of training per year, is it that big of a deal? And I think people are under this assumption that everyone who hires a coach or a trainer must be a high-level competitor. That's just simply not true. I promise you, if like any of you who are personal trainers for a living know that that's not the case, right? The average person who hires a coach or a trainer doesn't compete at a high level in anything. That's reality. And I think that creates confusion because people will see that I have lifters, some lifters who are very strong, are like, yeah, but that guy benches 350. That guy squats 500 plus pounds or whatever. They're like, they compete, right? No, they're just a casual lifter. Doesn't mean they don't want coaching. Because again, how many of you out there who are just casual lifters don't want to be strong, right? You don't want to be strong. Why would you be watching my channel if you aren't trying to be strong? And if they have the disposable income, technically my online coaching rates are still a lot less per month than what you would pay the local box gym trainer. All right, I make up for it in volume. And when you have 40 clients, it accumulates. But yeah, it's less weekly work, and therefore it costs less. So, that being said, a lot of these people don't compete in anything. So I think people get these ideas, they're making excuses. What do you mean? If they're stronger than you, and sometimes these people are, and they don't compete in anything, they hire a coach just to avoid getting hurt. They hire a coach to become proficient and strong. And I think, again, that's where the confusion is that anyone who squats 500 or benches 350 or deadlifts 550, they must be trying to be a competitor. Whereas to me, I'm like, no, they just want to be strong. If all of you out there could do that with the same gym time you put in, wouldn't you want to? If you're going to put in your 3 hours, 4 hours every week, wouldn't you want to be at that level? I would hope so. So Robert started this training week off decent enough. Got the bench for 5 reps on 85% week. We got overhead press and squat for 6, and deadlifts kind of fell apart. However, he didn't deadlift until, I believe, Tuesday instead of the weekend. He had a big music festival he went to. He got very, very dehydrated. So that impacted it, and I talked to him about that. But, it's just the issue of getting enough fluids in at a big festival isn't always easy because they don't let you bring your own liquids and things, and you got to buy everything. So, it put him a little dehydrated, so deadlift day went somewhat badly. But again, he's one of my lifters that he's like, I'm still going to have a life. I don't compete in anything. I hired you because I was a really skinny, weak guy. And I've had him a couple years now. I've had Robert at this point now over 2 years. And you guys look at the first vlog here, I show you where he started. Now he can rep 5 plates on a deadlift. But he started out as a sub 200 pound squatter. Even now, he deadlifts or he squats over 4 plates. I had like 180 pound max squat. We started, and he was skinny as a rail. So he's made great progress, and he's going to continue to make progress. And we still run into a lot of, like I said, tendon issues. And I'd like to take him a little further away from this style of training, but the issue we have right now for him with school and the back and forth, he doesn't have access to his specialty bars and chains. And I can't always plan his training around it, right? Because we can't always guarantee he's going to hit each certain workout when he's at home versus at school. And as you guys see, all of these were all done at school. They're all done at school for him at university. So we don't have access to a lot of equipment there. So he feels like right now he'd rather continue to do this. I know that eventually, I've told him eventually this very basic high specificity training, with his tendons always having issues, it's going to be an issue over time. But he's still getting bigger and stronger. He's just actually still finishing up a cut right now. We're cutting at the moment, because he bulked for 2 years straight, gained about 50 pounds of body weight. So he's feeling a little bit fluffy, so we decided to trim down a bit. And we're perfectly fine with that. You'll get people who will say, well, he should have kept bulking. Well, he wants to be healthy and fit too, keeping in mind he's not a power lifter. Again, that assumption, because a guy can deadlift over 5 plates and can squat over 4 plates, they must be trying to be a power lifter. Well, no, not at all. It's called just being decently strong. And I think that comes back to the point that I make with a lot of people out there. That's not a strength specificity. Unless you're masters. But if you're in your 20s, no, that's just called having a strength base. That's normal for my clients. That's perfectly normal for the people that I coach. Right? That's what we should be aiming for. Now, we ran into part of the issue, too, because he's pulling off these plates, and I'm trying to get him to stop doing that. He and I actually, right before I started recording this vlog, we had a conversation about that. I'm like, why are you still doing that? Like, we don't need to do these things. You're not using smaller plates now like you were. Just pull. Just pull. It'll be fine. But we ran into the issue, if you guys notice on his peak set, he's fishing pulling the weight. All right, he doesn't have the bar in the best position. It's too far out, and it has to do with the way they're setting up on these plates. It's really throwing him off. Plus, he was really dehydrated still from the festival. I'm trying to get him hydrated again. So, the training week started off good, but that dehydration and everything did cost us. His setup was a little wonky there, and then he did perfectly fine on the rep work afterwards, pulling off the platform. So it's just something I want him to work on. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.